Hello, hello.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning for every for every watcher today.
Yo, man, that's what I love to hear. So, your audio already seems good. So, all I'm just going to ask, can you introduce yourself to the viewers who are watching?
Yeah, absolutely. I am Lance Corporal Degenhardt with the SAS. We are a Spanish team, and we are members of the JTF, the Joint Task Force Coalition.
Awesome, man. I'm appreciate you joining by for this interview. Also, congratulations on your victory tonight. First match of the season, and it's
Yeah, thank
first
you.
victory. So, good job on that front.
I also want to say really good job to BDP because they made a pretty awesome attack today, and it was a really difficult map. So we're pretty happy to have played with them, and we congratulate them on the offense too.
True, true. They did a good job on the attack. So, my first question, I'm going to throw at you, my guy. Are you pleased with the results of this match?
Yeah, I'm actually really pleased with today's match. I have to say that I think
I will do
all the
honor.
coalition did a pretty good job. We had previously set objectives, and every single squad in our team did an amazing job defending the point.
They really did. What we saw early on, and we see this in the competitive games a lot, especially from the European tournament, is on the defending side. The teams don't just sit there and wait for the attackers to come to them. You actively go out on the counter attack, and we saw that early on. You guys ambushed the commander car and the MSP. Is that something you actively practice going into this, or is it something the competitive scene is more about? It's more about counter-attacking instead of just sitting there and waiting.
Well, you'll be surprised to know that actually, in my case, I've been playing Postscriptum only for about 2 weeks. I joined
Wow.
the SAS only 2 weeks ago, so I can say that we have it rehearsed previously, but the today's strategy was made by one of the members of the. Give me a second. I'll tell you exactly. Yeah, by Sergeant Wilson from the first clan. As I said, we are a coalition. We have members from the First Americans, the SAS Spanish, and then on the French side we have 13RD and the French mercenaries. We had a previously made a strategy. We had kind of the strategy set yesterday or 2 days ago, and everyone from the respective teams tried to stick to the plan as best they could. And honestly, for not being rehearsed, I'm pretty surprised. I'm pretty amazed that it worked how it did.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, you got the victory. You didn't lose the cap. So, yeah, it worked out very well. So you mentioned you're pretty new to Postscriptum. So, you enjoy one of your first experiences of competitive Postscriptum?
Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty happy. I'm not new to this kind of games. I've been previously a squad player, so I basically know how it worked. But to PostScriptum, I'm really new. But so far, the experience I have with SAS and the experience I have playing the game, it's been pretty good. So I'm really happy for today.
Awesome. Awesome. We don't get this perspective a lot. So, you say you've got a bit of a squad competitive background. Is there any differences you see between squad and Postscriptum? Because they are kind of sisters in the way they work.
Yeah, there's a difference. Squad was more of a well, you have PTSD here, but the PTSD in the squad is 2 times over because there's always artillery everywhere, the automatic weapons flying everywhere. So yeah, but they're pretty good games on their own. I guess it depends on the setting you prefer. In my case, I prefer the Second World War setting, so I prefer this game. But the squad is a really awesome game too.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, you mentioned it was a unrehearsed strategy that you guys imposed tonight, but you came out on top. You won. Can you give us a bit more details of what the strategy was going into the match tonight from your side?
Well, to be honest, as I said, we don't really have an overall of the total strategy of JTF. instead of everyone knowing what everyone is doing, we are more centered on what each squad is doing. So I really only can comment on the perspective of my own squad. We were, you could say, we were the
Awesome.
cannon fodder today, because I was I was the radio man in Captain Orby's squad, and we were inside the building next to the objective. So we were getting all the artillery fire. We were getting all the charges. We were constantly screaming and trying to know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, they did make heavy use of mortars and their tanks on the cap. Is there any point at the in the game where you thought the pressure was building so much and that VDP might overrun the cap at any point? Did pressure mount at any stage?
Yeah, actually, in the last 5 minutes or so, the pressure became incredible. We saw that smokes were falling everywhere. There were tanks pushing the point. They even managed to clean the building we were at. Only one or two of us remained there. So in the last 2 minutes, we were getting really, really nervous that they might get into the point and get to capture the point in the last moments of the match.
Okay, awesome. Moving on from the strategy then. Um, VDP, Volunteers from the Motherland. It's one of the first appearances in the competitive scene for Postscriptum. So big welcome to them. Join us. Is there anything about that team that you researched beforehand? Any strengths that you were scared of going into this game?
Well, I
Weed.
couldn't say. Honestly, as a player, I couldn't say
This
about
is for you,
anything
man.
of
Thank you
that.
for the prime.
Maybe our leaders or the captains had
Mm,
a little more insight on BDP,
thank
but
you, Weed. I
as
appreciate the prime, man.
soldiers in
Thank you for the
the
support.
under, we were just doing our jobs mostly. So no, we didn't have any idea what was going to happen. We were just eager to fight.
That being said, then going into the second match where you guys are going to be in the attack against VDP, is there anything about that team that you learned tonight that you're going to practice extra hard against when you're going onto the attacking side?
Well, that's a secret.
Fair, that's fair, yeah. Okay, speaking about your overall team performance or your squad performance tonight, then, is there anything you guys felt you could have done better? Is there anything going into the weeks ahead that you're going to practice on yourselves?
Well, I would say that we'll try to practice communications mostly, because there's been a lot of times where a lot of fronts were being open, a lot of enemies were seeing on the front, and the communications were being a little bit jammed, trying to communicate where everyone was, where the tanks was. But other than that, I would say that I'm pretty happy with how the communication went, what the chain of command were doing, what the chain of command were saying, and where the strategies were going.
Okay, awesome. Going on from that, then, is there any standouts tonight on your team that you would nominate for MVP?
Well, I would nominate my captain. Obviously, Captain Orbis. He did an amazing job trying to keep us together, and an amazing job to bolster our morale throughout the whole match. So honestly, I have to be good for him, but also for everyone on the other match. I wouldn't say there has been someone specifically that won the match. Everyone has done their part. Everyone has done their job, and every one of them did an amazing job.
Awesome, awesome, man. Is there anything you'd like to say to the other team before I part ways here?
Yeah, well, awesome job today. Pretty good job, and I'm really, really eager to see you on the battlefield next time.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you joining me. I'll let you dart off now. Thank you for speaking here.
Thank you for having me.
No worries, man. Look forward to seeing the match too. So you take care now.
Bye bye.
Bye 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 bye. Bye bye. That was Dagon from SAS Peeps. Oh, I didn't ask any questions from chat. You see, I'm rusty. Lord Heisenberg, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm pretty good, man. Can you do me a favor? Can you introduce yourself to the viewers?
Sure. I'm a Heisenberg. I play with the ZOB and the VDP team. I'm a Brazilian, but I live in Canada actually, so playing for elsewhere. And I'm just one of the cogs in the machine.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you joining me tonight. And obviously, big welcome to our South American community entering the tournament, and hopefully we get to see more of you in the future seasons and community stuff.
Yeah, no, thank you for having us. It's really a pleasure to play in these competitions. It's really fun, and
Man,
we are learning a lot.
it's a pleasure to have you, my guy. Okay, so let's start off with the results. Obviously, it didn't go quite as planned, I imagine, for you guys tonight. But based on tonight's results, what are you going to take away from it?
Well, I think all things considered, we did pretty well. It's a very hard position to take. I think in terms of number of tickets, I would say that we did okay. We have to work on many aspects of our strategy and mostly, I think, our communication. But the opposing team, the JTF, was a really, really great team. It's a very offensive defense, which is really hard to deal with. They were able to actually find our FOBs very early on and our mortars, so they did an amazing job. So congratulations to them.
Yeah, you mentioned the tickets. The tickets were actually very close. I think at the end it was only 40, 50 tickets difference. I'd have to look back on the scoreboard, but they were very close. And you mentioned how aggressive this defense was. And we saw from the get-go, they ambushed the commander car and also an MSP. Were you ready for that kind of aggression coming out of the gate from the defending side?
I don't think so. I think we were expecting to have a little bit an easier time just settling up and getting to some of the positions, and then they were just there waiting for us and very aggressive. So I think they got us by surprise.
Yeah, they really did from the beginning, from what we saw in the casting camp. But nevertheless, you guys battled very hard. I mean, at one point at the very start of the game, they controlled the northwest forest, and they also controlled the north of the map. They also controlled the west of the map, and you guys battled from the very beginning to gain control, and you pushed them all the way back into the cap themselves. So you did an excellent job on the attack, coming up against a very aggressive and aggro heavy defender. That being said, can you go over the strategy you guys wanted to employ tonight?
No, for sure. Yeah, I think our strategy was to first of all make a direct attack at some point, but we were trying to defend our flanks mostly and try to suppress their line of supplies by using the mortars, and uh, and we were also trying to defend our flanks. So we were thinking that we would be uh, facing a team that was going to be standing there and opposing us very heavily in a front combat. But then when they start spreading, I think our strategy failed a little bit. And then we had to adapt. And I think our team did an amazing job, but it was a little bit of unexpected from that point of view. So, but it was really fun.
Yeah, you guys did. You definitely should hold your head high. You had a very aggressive team, and the fact that you gained control of the map all around the objective was it was a good show. You even took out some of the heavy tanks the Germans brought forward. It was really good all around. Um, Going into this map, was there anything you knew about the opposing team that you considered their strengths and maybe you tried to work around?
I personally would not be able to comment on that because I was not super involved in researching their tactics or anything. But I know that our commander and our squad leaders they were watching every matches they could to come
That's
up
what I like
with
to hear, man.
what are the patterns that other teams follow. So there was a good amount of studying, but I cannot speak to that.
Okay, fair enough. Well, next match, obviously, you guys are going to be on the defensive. Is there anything you learned from tonight, be it from your side or the opposing side, that you might implement in your future games?
Yeah, one of the things we need
Liz, thank you
to
for the follow,
improve
man.
for sure is communication. There was a point when our team was making advancement, capturing a building, and then our mortars did not stop, and there were lots of team kills there. So I think we sabotaged a little bit our offense. So communication is one of those, and for sure, learning about this aggressive offensive, I think, is one of the things we need to explore a little bit better as well.
Yeah. So we caught the mortars towards the end of the game. It was hard to watch them land on you because you did do a good push on that barn and you were close to pushing into the first cap. But communication seems to be something all around from all teams that they need to continue to work on. That being said, you are fairly new to the competitive scene as a community and as a team and as the individual clans. Is it something you guys enjoyed and something we might see more of the South American community doing, like reaching out to the European teams and the NA teams and competing against?
Oh, I believe so. So I probably started playing Postscriptum 2 or 3 months ago, and then I joined the ZOB and found out that there is a large community here in Brazil that plays this. People are very enthusiastic, and we are very humbled to be able to participate in this championship. So you are going to definitely see us more often, and we're just going to keep learning and trying to improve. So yeah, no, we're really excited to continue on this path.
Awesome as well. I think the Postscriptum community can only benefit from some of that South American passion. So I really do want to see you guys and as that community come forward more and see you guys more because I think you are the growing community in Postscriptum at the moment and there's a lot of potential there. Going back to tonight though, from your side alone, is there any standouts from your side that you'd think went above and beyond and that you'd nominate as an MVP?
I was playing Mortars, so I did not see the match very well. From what I've been seeing your stream here, I think that everybody played very nicely. I would just send a shout out to our commander, Alyaza. He puts lots of time and dedication to coming up with the strategies, and not only him, but all squad leaders or clan leaders here. They also put lots of time and so I think it's a team effort, but I would not be able to nominate one star for tonight.
That's all right, man. That's all right. Is there any final message you would give to your opponents tonight, JFT, to end here?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for this incredible match. It was really, really fun. You did a very, very good job. And we certainly learned a lot. And we're looking forward to seeing you next time, next week.
That's what I love to hear, man. I appreciate you joining me, Heisenberg, and I look forward to the game next week. I am secretly rooting for you guys. You know, I am a little bit biased, so I do want to see like the come around, and I do want to see some victories on you guys going forward. But again, thank you for joining me, and until next time, man, you take care.
Thank you very much. Take care, and we will do our best. Thank you.
That's what I want to hear. Bye-bye, man. Bye-bye. Guys, that was Heisenberg to end it there. Appreciate him joining me. I didn't ask any community questions because I forgot to ask them of our first interviewee, so I didn't want to like extend both one interview unfairly for the other. There is the 5-minute poll, chat. Those are a mix of my nominations and names that I've seen filtered through in chat and given towards me. We've got, I forgot to write down his name, but we've got the captain who was nominated early on from SAS. We've got Baker from JFT who was harassing the tanks very early on. We've got SCH who was leading and did a lot of big infantry plays from VDP. And we've got Al Yasser who was a name put forward to me from VDP. JT Infantry. JT Infantry. Man, you didn't even play. You didn't even play. I'm looking forward to your game though tomorrow, JT. In fact, I'm not casting your game tomorrow. We've changed names around a little bit, so I won't be casting the Rusty 40 game. I'll be casting the other game. But I still expect some big plays from Rusty 40 tomorrow. There was RIB squad. There was the RIB squad. Go vote on the MVP, guys. Do it. It will be on the YouTube video. I feel like tonight was a bit of a success, so I might be cracking this open later. I feel like tonight was a success. I hope everyone from all teams enjoyed it. Obviously, this season was put together by me and a couple of other admins. We had a change of staff for season 3, and there was a lot of issues originally getting this going, but that bit aside, I hope everyone enjoyed tonight and sees the potential going forward after our first game here. To the viewers watching, I hope it was an enjoyable an enjoyable spectacle as well. This will be uploaded to YouTube along with the interview. The match and the interviews will be uploaded to YouTube as soon as possible. And there will be a playlist made with all the games and interviews in there. I had fun watching this game. Can't wait to play tomorrow and can't wait to watch the other games. Really looking forward to it. Good match to watch. Tactics will be noted. See, that's the thing. You should be watching the other teams, you know, games. You learn their tactics. You learn who their strengths are. What not only their player strengths but their team strengths. So you should be watching your opponent games to get strategies against them. It's something that happened in season 2, and you know, I can't wait to crack this open, man. I've never had Lamb's Spice Rum, but it looks really nice. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the games tomorrow as well. Like I said, I'll be casting Dream Team versus LBF. I haven't really got much experience with either of those teams. So it's going to be completely new to me. I don't know much experience from those teams. I know clans within those teams, but as a team overall, they're a bit new to me. And then obviously we have Rusty 40 versus Coalition Francophone, which is going to be a big game. That's Season 2 winners up against 4th place of Season 2. That's going to be the biggest game. Probably the teams that have the most experience within the European ladder are those teams. In fact, yeah, they will be, because they've been here for every season as the same team. So they are the most experienced teams in the ladder. So Group B is very hard. Group B is a very strong group, but it doesn't matter because this season we also have a losers bracket. So no matter what happens in the group stage, obviously you're going to win the group stage because it gives you a better placement. But if you do have a hard time in the group stage, you still have that chance in the elimination phase to come back. So yeah, looking forward to it. About 30 seconds left on the MVP vote. Go vote, guys. Go vote, go vote, go vote, go vote, go vote for the MVP this game. Wow, Carl, you did that super quick. What the fuck? You've already done it? Yeah, that's good. That looks good. I can get that uploaded to the Dropbox quickly, and we'll do that in the future. I completely forgot the tickets are on the right. I wish there was a timer as well. I wish as an admin, the timer would be by default always on show instead of having to tab out. About 15 seconds left. Go vote. 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 And again, thank you for all. We had a couple more follows. Liz74, thank you for the follow. I do appreciate it. Thank you. We smashed through 2,500 follows tonight. Huge thank you for that. Also, we got a hype train, which was amazing. I think that's like my second ever hype train, and I've never got one to level 2. So thank you as well for all the hype train. Okay, the MVP vote has come to an end. Congratulations, with 58% of the votes, the SAS captain from the Joint Task Force, he's the winner with 58% of votes. In joint second with 17% of the votes, we have Baker, who was the tank harasser for JFT. And then we have squad leader, SCH from VDP. With 8% of the vote in third place, we have Al Yazzer, who was the commander for VDP. That is the MVP vote. Thank you for everyone for voting on that. As said, I hope you enjoyed this. This was a good start to Season 3. I feel plenty of matches to come ahead. I'm looking forward to them all.